Check it out, Bum Shadows. Another live stream. And today is a very special day for me. 7 long years of trying to get this figure. 7 long years. Not only that, finding it but not getting it for a price I wanted, or making an offer on eBay and no one taking it. Yada, yada, yada. Finally, in this year of 2026, I was able to obtain a figure that has eluded me from the Mattel WWE retro line, and it's given me a sore bum. I give to you Junkyard Dog, baby. Okay, I don't know what it was, but I was able to obtain all the other retros, Mattel retros. Hey, what's up, Waddy? What's up, Bill? I was able to get all the other Mattel retros, actually, with the exception of, what are the other ones I'm missing? Like random ones, like Sami Zayn, the second Kevin Owens. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. But this was the one that, it soared my bottom, it soared my bum. Not soaring with the eagles, but slithering with the snakes, because it made my bum sore. And now, hey man, we got it. We're in the house. Now JYD can be part of Bum. So, see, I already been working on the imitation, so it really, reddened my butt cheeks. Or bum cheeks, that I didn't have JYD. Junkyard Dog. Chris in the house. Waddy Chris Dreyer in the house. Waddy's looking forward to the review. I am too. 7 damn years in the making. Damn it. So that's cool. So I'm going to give that a little opie poo in a bit. And as always, it can't be a Friday night partying without Ultra Strawberry Dreams, baby. How can you have good days without Ultra Strawberry Dreams? That's the question. Hey, what's up, Destiny? I see you. Ric Flair, Diesel, and JYD, probably the 3 of the most expensive figures in the line, Waddy says about, Mattel Retros. Yeah, I sold the Flair a long time ago. I was able to get it recently for a decent price, but it took a long time as well. Oh wait, I did Bumbox that on a Flair Friday, many Flairs ago, or Fridays ago. And Diesel, it took me a little bit. I might have actually got that puppy loose. No, I got it on card and I unboxed it by myself. Lonely with a Campbell's chicken noodle, just crying to my. It was before I started doing unboxings or bumboxings, if you will, on the channel. But yeah, the Diesel carries quite the pay grade as well. But what's interesting is I had both Flair and Diesel. I sold the whole retro collection or whatever. Then I went back to get them because I started the whole Fig Fed and everything. I'm like, oh crap, I need those. Got Diesel first. Like I said, Flair took forever. And this one took forever. Because it took till this year. I think this puppy was reduced. I wish it was reduced. Actually, though, at Five Below, a lot of people got this. Them lucky sons of... Wish I was able to get these for $5. Dang it. Even if it was a million years ago. But it came out in 2019. I do distinctly remember Ringside Collectibles had it. And they put some weird comment, not their fault. Tape might be on the package. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I'll just wait for the, the not tape on package ones. They never came. That was it. JYD was out. They got all the tape packages out. And I was like, well, that sucks. Looks like I'm out that JYD. And when I started the figure fed, since I think I got a pretty good imitation of him, I was like, oh, damn JYD eluding me. But not anymore. Waddy, let me see. Diesel new release from Ringside Collectibles is more affordable, but Series 10 still crazy expensive. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is dang expensive. I want to say I was able to get it on an auction at a decent price, but it was still expensive. In full disclosure, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna open this effing thing, but this puppy cost me 50 fuck. Oh, I almost swore. 50 fudging. 50 fudging bucks. So that's an expensive puppy for me. I don't know. I don't know if you know a thing or two, everyone out there, about expensive puppies, but that's one of them. Blackbeard the Pirate says Virgo. Okay. Flavio, okay, I was going to ask what that JYD was going for nowadays. I think I got it on the more, I think I got a deal. As much as 50 bucks for a figure probably isn't a deal when you break it down, but like, for what it is, in package, actually loose, I see it for like 50. So in package, it's typically, I want to say like 60s to 75-ish. I think there was a point where it was in the hundreds, but it's calmed down a little bit since the whole retro cruise. But to me, very valuable. Because I was willing to go looser to the gooser and just say, I'll try to get it loosey goosey and just settle for that. But the fact that he's in his package, baby. Dog in the cage. I need to get out. I need me a bone to chew. So you know what he's saying. Exciting stuff. To me, at least. And that's all that counts. Dang, 50 bucks loose. Jeez Louise. Yes, this Flavio. Yeah, I've had pretty much any time in the past, maybe not 7 years when I made the Fig Fed. So like the past 2.5, 3 years, I've had JYD, WWE Retro, Mattel saved in the search, or JYD Retro, or, all the forms of whatever you can find it at. And it took me up till whenever I was able to get this one a few weeks ago. I made the guy an offer, 50 flat, or a girl, or whoever it was, or they, I don't care. And they accepted it. So I was like, sweet. So, as crazy as it is, yeah, I mean, you're looking like people that maybe don't collect figures to like $50 for a JYD. And they're automatically like, it's obviously worth it, but what's the story behind it? Well, I just wasn't able to get this effing thing. Or, I always could have if I wanted to spend double. I mean, there were a million out there. Then there were like some like 75, and I'm like, there were 70 past 60. Someone offered me a loose one for 55. They offered me a loose one, and then they offered me a loose JYD, and it was 55. And I was teetering. I was teetering. So you can see how I'm starting. I'm getting nervous, baby, because I was like, how am I gonna get a JYD? And then the clouds opened. Kind of, just a little bit, because if they truly had burst open, I would have got it for like $5. But they peeked open a little bit. It gave me, the little hope, and I grabbed it, and thank goodness gracious, great balls of fire, I got JYD, baby. And it's gonna be a fun bum wrestling fan fig fit with the addition of JYD. His imitation is one I've been holding. I be holding that one. Beholden, and I think I got it perfected, so it should be pretty effing fun. Waddy, yeah, makes sense. Carded. They usually go for 85, 100. Yeah, I thought I hit the deal button. I was like, you know what? I'll offer this guy a flat 50. We'll see if he or this person again. I'm a little behind the times. This person, whomever they were, took the $50, so I appreciate it. For one, because I needed it. For two, I appreciate them taking my offer. I'm not bad mouthing them. I've sold things under market a million times, to make ends meet. So I understand. And I didn't think like 50 was totally robbing them either. I think this was a Five Below purchase. So it might have took them years, but they got their money back and then some. But on that note, hold it out for a hero. JYD. Fair offer. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, all right, I'm not going to totally lowball, but I do want to close to my true, like, limit of what I want to pay. Because I'm not that much of well, I am a bum, but I'm not that much of an ass. Where, like, I'm going to be like, hey, $20, like, come on, you're just wasting everybody's time. But I was like, 50? Oh, yeah, you know what? I'll throw this pass. We'll see if my receiver could get out of bounds in time. Like, we'll throw this one to the edge, to the outside, to see if, like, we can kick that field goal. And it worked. It took a while, but it worked. I offered many a $50, many a $55 actually for a carded one. And I know that's like cheap in essence, but hey, I'm stubborn. I was keeping to my budget, and I was like, you know what? I'll find one, damn it. I'll find one. And finally it happened. So, like that song from, I don't know what time it was like the 90s. It was like, finally it's happened to me. I know I sang that very well. But that's what happened. So I think after a couple more sips of my Monty Poo, we're just gonna open this Junkyard dog. You know how effing long I've been waiting? Okay. My front of my pants, the denim tent. I can't show you on TV, but just imagine. There's a regular denim tent. Zippers are popping off. Buttons are popping off. I don't know what's going on, but it's gonna happen. And here we go. So before I rip open this very, to me, expensive figure, give him a look-see in the package. There he is. All the glories. Gets stars on his thighs, stars in his eyes. It's JYD, one of the most charismatic, thumping, and mother effers out there. Like, I think if he had got to WWE a little earlier, you'd be on par with Hogan. I think they were trying to make him up there, but let's be fair. Like, by the time he got to WWE, he was kind of, in the tail end of his years. Like, he made his name in a lot of other territories and, like, Mid-South and everything. Like, so the fact that he even came aboard and still was so popular, even in his, like, quote-unquote twilight years. Then he went to WCW early 90s, but that's enough history lesson, I think, for now. JYD is not sure what Bum is going to do with him. He looks a little scared. He was great in the wrestling cartoon show. Yes, voiced, by the way, by Uncle Phil. What the hell was that guy's name? Something Avery. James Avery. There we go. Also voiced Shredder, but also voiced JYD in the cartoon. You deliberately disobeyed me, William. Get them turtles. What was the JYD? Oh, man, I'm like, no, that's... I forget what the voice was for JYD. Actually, I remember Shredder and I remember Uncle Phil. And I remember when he said, you deliberately disobeyed me, William. You deliberately disobeyed me, William. It like sounded so much like Shredder. I was like, wow. Like I knew he was Shredder before that, but I was like, now I hear it like in actual like his voice. Good times. No, that was close. Hey man, we gotta get out of here before. We gotta get out of here. It's not as southern, I don't think. Hey man, we gotta get out of here before Roddy Piper comes with his. He comes. I lost her. He comes with whatever's under his kilt. Which, I guess could be anything. Roddy Piper and his goons. Yeah, I was on track. I actually mentioned it before, a little known funtoid fact if you're a bummer. I actually was a fan first of the cartoon, then I got into real wrestling. The cartoon is what made me a fan of actual wrestling. So the rock and roll wrestling, it's responsible for my fandom. For whatever it was in the effing TV schedule in East Boston back in those days, it was like He-Man, and it was either before He-Man or after He-Man, because I know that something to do with He-Man. He-Man was my like first favorite cartoon and first favorite genre or whatever. So like I knew it was like somewhere around there. Either it was before or after, but either I was like, oh man, this is pretty cool. Then I'm like, oh, Hulk Hogan, and it like 1+1 = 2. My parents didn't know anything about professional wrestling, so I kind of figured it out on my own. I'm like, okay, so he's a real guy. Because I think in the intro or some of the clips, like they showed a real life version. So I'm like, so I went through the due diligence, if I could talk, of looking through the effing channels, and I was like, oh, here it is, So S each, double hockey sticks or whatever that means. So even though I'm an old buckaroo, I didn't really get started till I was like 5. So say like 86 ish is when I actually truly started paying attention to wrestling. It could have been younger. It should have been younger. And even after that, like baseball was still like my focus. Like baseball from like 86 to I'd say like 90 ish was my jam. Then I got really back into wrestling in 90, and I never looked back. With one eye, with 2 eyes. It could have been 3 eyes, baby. And I never looked back. So that's a quick story. What do we got here? Okay. I wonder if Waddy. I wonder if Latuna can ever make the Hulk Hogan rock and wrestling characters. Andre and Flair in that style is all he has to work with right now. Maybe Savage. If anyone can do it, we all know Latuna can. I mean, like he's come up, I think, with the most bold but creative ideas, if that makes sense. Maybe they're not for everyone, but I appreciate them from afar. It's unfortunately Latuni, like I've said before, great products, but it's just been out of my collected wheelhouse. In a weird way, I'm anxious to get something from him, but I need it to be more in like the retro poo world, you know what I mean? Like retro style. Where's that OG F and Tatanka? More in the traditional like Hasbro sense. So I'm hoping that, and I saw a sketch that he did with the Macho Man. If he goes that route, I'll be first in line, baby. I've been itching to buy some Latunia. I've even thought of like starting a new collection, but financially I just couldn't do it. And to reiterate, I mean, I saw him on Waddy's channel. Waddy did a great job, like talking with him, interviewing him, and everything, and did an awesome job. And I was like, wow, this dude's pretty cool, you know, just watching him interact with Waddy, but also just speak on his own and his own behalf. It was really cool. So I'm hoping this coming April that, like, I did talk to him a little bit, that I can do an interview with him and, you know, try to just make it as entertaining, if I'm lucky, as the Waddy one, because it was very good. So I just want to sort of do it just to get more awareness, and time has passed since that one. And I'd like to see how I can, you know, interview a dude like Latoony, like a real, like, you know, like Waddy, like a figure maker, you know, like, and Latoony, in all due respect, being like, you know, a little further ahead in that department. So it'll be interesting to see what he has to say and what he's got coming up and everything. So I'm looking forward to it, baby. Fly the L. I know he has 2 flares and a Savage Toon Star up for pre-order. That line? Question mark. Yes, what he says. L. C. Sign Bad News Brown. The Toonie is blowing. Oh. I understood what you said, L. Hogan is probably tougher. Not sure how it works with his passing. He probably already has a contract with WWE. Someone should make a pasta vegan to Hogan. That would be an awesome Chris Dreyer, by the way. Yes, that would be great. Because Pasta Mania would be running wild. It's giving carbohydrates to all the children out there that need them. Pasta Mania. Oh, man. That's effing funny. What the hell else was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I'm sure, like, because I've seen figures coming out of with them constantly. I think Hogan got a Legends contract. Because I'm sure anybody would pay that fee to get him on board. And I'm sure it's a hefty one. But who knows? Maybe one day the contract will lapse and, you know, some of the independent companies will have a stabby poo at taking on Hogan. It would be interesting. Fly the O. Latoony has 3 retro Savages in stock. He calls them WrestleMatics. Yeah, I did. I did check those out. I was on the fence. I was going to order them, but then I had to just. I knew they would be different than retros, in all due respect. I'm not saying they're bad, they're worse or anything. It's just with my scaling of what I'm doing, I didn't think it would fit in physique wise or whatever, but like they look effing cool, man. And like if I had more funds to just, you know, put out there, that would definitely be a one of the lines that I'd collect, along with like the LJN style, which Latoony has an abundance of and seems to do really good of. He's even got the Everest and everything, so he's covering all the bases. And if he comes up with that sketch they did, the Madness and the white and black striped stars, that looked like a bro, like a Hasbro, or a retro, or a tro, like a retro. Um, Hell yeah, I'm gonna order it. AJ already has a design in mind if he ever gets the chance at Hogan. Oh, he'd kill it, dude. If he had Hogan, man, like, I'm not just even saying it. You know that he would kill it. You know how many Hogan looks in, like, you could even, like, without doing it, kind of give him outfits from movies. Which reminds me, like, Latudy, if you're out there, like, is there a way for a bone saw macho without a bone saw? Now I might have to break my rules and collect a LJN, because that's epic. Macho Man's my favorite wrestler, so I love what Latuny's doing, of course. Some people are probably effing tired of him. I never will be. I'll never get over Macho Man. Just like Savage never got over Hogan. He got over Elizabeth a long time ago, but you know, he'll never get over Hollywood Hogan. I don't recommend stabbing poo. Yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend it either. I don't think anything like really truly good is gonna come from it. So I would take Fly the L's advice. And what the frig am I waiting for, baby? I'm installing and balling. Yiggy yes y'allin'. Alright, so we got JYD. We seen him. He's handsome. He looks concerned, like, oh man, his bum shadow's gonna rip me open, man. Oh, you bet it, baby. So we're gonna effing put our fingies in. And it could be a saying, fingies in, now you win. And you can take that advice, whatever. As you can maybe see before I rip them out. There it is. See how he's coming out the packy? Now he's coming out the packy. Now he's coming out the packy. Now he's coming out the packy. All right. So we got him out. Without, having a nervous breakdown. Now, for anybody, you want to pause this moment, because if you want to join WWE Mayhem, scan and play. Here's the QR code. I'm holding back. Can you use it backwards? Can you? Scan it. I dare you. Say Bum Shadow sent you. I don't know what this is going to do. Does WWE Mayhem, is it even a thing? Or what's this QR? Tell me what the QR code sends you to if you want to. Alright, so I ripped the hell out of this. But it can be saved. And you still got JYD's effing face. Chris Dreyer, if you're still out there, I don't know if you want me to smooth these edges here. But you got a clear pic of JYD, baby. He's got hands on his knees, looking to please. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. And then you get the little action, like I ripped off his arm. You get the back. You could play Mayhem, whatever the F that is. Look at this series, JYD. Elias, okay. Matt Hardy, I have that one. Oh, and I got that one. Actually, I got all four of these mother efforts. And I have Elias, but I was thinking of he's just a crowd guy. Like any of the non-legends, they become crowd guys. What does crowd guys mean? Well, if you watch Bum Wrestling Fan Fig Vid, you'd understand. But what crowd guy means is, or girl, is I put them behind the guardrails like they're the fans, because I don't want to repeat like one wrestler's in the ring, but the same guy is in the crowd. Did you get what I'm saying, man? Macho. I almost said Macho Matt Watson. That could be a nickname. Macho Matt Watson, see? The Hall of Fame Macho Man should be arriving in another couple of weeks or so. That should be an interesting release. Hell yeah. Fly the L, yeah, saw he did a video on it recently. Is Hall of Fame Macho Man finally stateside? Chris Drive says, beautiful, I love it. I assume he's either talking about my face or the JYD figure, both of which I agree. Speaking of, you're beautiful, don't you know? Alright. Hey man, let me out of here. Doggy got a bite of bone. Come on, man, this ain't even cool. Alright, JYD. Oh, get out of here, man. There it is. Look at that. Look at that face. Look at his face. Can't you tell he's a junkyard doggy? Alright, you gotta look at the bum. Backwards, it says, but frontwards, it says thump. And if you cover the T, it says hump. Now, do his little hands go up? Holy crap. This is tighter than, I don't even want to say. I'll get thrown off. Boom. Boom. Bam, bam. Oh, you can do side bends or sit-ups, but please don't lose that butt. That's what I think of that. You know what? Dang it, dang it, dang it. This is a damn good figure. You know why? Because it's Junkyard Dog. Have any of the independent comps or companies been able to put one out? No. But look at this crazy doggy face. Dog, man. Yeah. And look at the tights. You get stars everywhere. Inner thigh area where we all want it. You got thump on the bum. Look at that bum, by the way. It's thumping. You get the muscularity in the JYD back. Wow, he's been hitting the sit-ups. Look at the build. But you know what? What else could you want? It's a JYD figure. I mean, I guess you could insult him by making his belly really bigger, but like, it's a wrestling figure. He should be a little more jacked than he really is, and oh baby. Maybe in his youth he really looked like this. I don't know. I wasn't like analyzing his body through the years. I just saw him back in the WWE days, or WWF days. And that was in his latter years, so who knows? He might have been walking around like this, stars on his thighs. Hey, no surprise. Up with the sunrise. So there is JYD. Holy crap, I can't believe I effing have this. This is great. This is a character solely missing. And I know, like, Mattel might come out with them. Or, like, if there's a lapse in a contract, an independent will scoop them. But let's be honest, this is the first JYD effing retro, and it's pretty dang good. And it, no offense to the independent companies, but look at this action, man. Oh, JYD, get down. Grab them cakes. Come on now, grab them cakes. Come on now, man. I just need to grab some cakes. Cakes, cakes, cakes. Cakes! Alright. Cakes! Alright. Cakes! Alright, I'll stop. So that's what I feel about that. Alright, whoa, what do we got here? Fan jobbers, enhancement fans. The card back, says Chris Drive. Waddy, I believe it is. He should be shipping soon. Oh, hell yeah! He's making the face, says Chris Drive. Hold on, actually. He is. The squirrel goes. Inside joke, guys. You know. He's trying to take a poo and it's stuck. Oh man. Oh, I shouldn't have had that Burger King for lunch. Oh goodness. JYD gonna need a new toilet. Oh, that Whopper. That Whopper causing me a Whopper. Something like that. Waddy is loving it all. I see laughter. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. So, what do I have to compare this to? Oh, of course it has, bro. Like the OG. So we got a Tatanka. We got a JYD. We put him Tootsie to Tootsie. And we put him mouth to mouth. It's a little bit funny. This feeling inside. So you got that. And that's what I got for that. Now, as I enjoy my strawberry dreams forever. Monty, you listening, baby? Sponsor me, baby. I'm not trying to rip off Waddy, but I could use a sponsorship. And considering I drank like these almost every effing stream, Unless Bang tries to bang me with the contract, hey, could be contract wars over Bum Shadows. That's what I'm hoping. So I think, well, I am past my usual time, but I'll rap a little bit. Not freestyle rap yet, but well, if you can get Monster and Bulks is fine, yeah. Yeah, especially Strawberry Dreams. I just want a pallet of Strawberry Dreams every month. Just, just keep drinking this on air, Bum, and I'll be like, hey, I won't only just drink this on air. I'll drink this in my personal life too, baby. I am a Strawberry Dreams guy, baby. My second choice to that is Bang! Energy. And specifically the Any Means Orange, and I'd say Blue Raz next. As far as Monster goes, Strawberry Dreams. Then the White Monster, whatever flavor that is, that's my second favorite. In case you're scoring at home. I also like the Ultra Sunrise Orange. So if anyone wants to send me any monsters, I just kind of gave you the list, Any of that tier is fine, just send it on over. I'll take care of it. Hey, all on YT, get some sort of sponsorship. Why not us? Seriously, Waddy. That's what I was saying when I saw that. I'm like, you know what? I drink a Monster I'd say 9 times out of 10. Like I had, couple lives with the bangy poo, but like for the most part, it's brought up, and just the name is very cool, like backwards or forwards. Ultra Strawberry Dreams, and it's pink, asserting my manhood because, like, what do I care? It's pink. Don't make me less of a man. So I kind of like it because it's a statement. Because some fellas or people will be like, "Oh, it's pinky." I don't care, man. I like the taste of it. Damn it. And oh, every sip is like a strawberry effing dream, baby. Oh, I'm dreaming. Must be dreaming. I'll take a Monster and 2 zebra cakes. Extra mayo? Hell, that's what's up. Oh, yeah. Zebra cake with mayo. Yikes. I was with you till the mayo. I know that's like, what's it called? Is Ross the mayo guy? Or is it Lance? Where are those fools anyway? Probably just, wanking it or something. But what they missed was me bumboxing. Ross loves me. Yeah, where is Ross, by the way? Huh? He's the boss? Where's the boss? Where's the boss man? Where's the big boss man? Where's the song by Elvis called Big Boss Man? We can go on, but, I don't mean to be redundant, but yes. Oh man, I am stoked for that, baby. I couldn't wait, and for such an expensive piece that I've waited to get for a long time, I'm like, I'd be a fool to just open this by myself naked in the corner like I usually do. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna let the world shout it out, let them see JYD out his package, beautifully shirtless, naked almost. How could I deprive people from seeing such a sight? I can't. So one more time, and we'll do a slow little twirl. Oh, that is thumpy as F. Baby. You want a little teaser if you're a bum wrestling fanfic fed? Oh, JYD is going to get pushed, baby. Been waiting for him. I've been waiting for this moment. Oh, my life. All right. Never really liked that retro action JYD has, but great fig. I get it. I know they were like, I think they were trying to do like get away, but like it doesn't have that movement. It's to the side. Like, dang, I wish I had like Warlord or Ultimate Warrior 2 with the arms. I think anyone that collects knows they go forward. This doesn't. It goes to the side, so you get to like drop an MFer like on his head. Like if you're JYD, like, hey man, I don't even care about you. I don't even care about your safety or your children. Oh, I dropped you on your head. Because you go to the side, you know. I'm not saying Warriors we could save. I guess you could pop, boom. Then JYD comes over. I don't know what he's gonna do. Throw his crotch on his head. So there you go. I mean, whoa, you're snapping my glove. He's getting that toot, baby. You almost put a hole in my glove, JYD. You're in timeout. You sit over there and think about what you did. Son of a... All right. Yeah, side movement is... hold on. Oh, yeah. Side movement is weird. Forward, if I could... Wow, I can't even adjust this camera. It's going whack. Okay, there we go. Yeah, side movement is weird. Forward isn't bad, though. Still not a fave. JYD is in timeout. Yeah. You sit there, JYD, and you think about what you did with your side movement. I thought it made real sense with the, like, Warrior considering the Gorilla Press Slam. Maybe even Warlord. But other than that, like, you really... Crush could get away with it. Maybe, I'm sure there's a few others. I wouldn't even say Hogan. He never pressed the guys. He would claim, like, that was the funny thing about Hogan. He put the arms up like he's going to press them, then go textbook body slam. Which I'm not saying is, like, easy to do, but, hey, man, you're kind of lying. You're not going to press the guy. You're going to just give him a regular body slam. You know, to each their own complaints, but that's what it is. Think about what you did. Yeah. Embarrassing me on live. Hey, man, I can't even help it. That's the way they designed me. What do you think? I'm just a dog looking for a bone. Oh, I found one. It's in the middle of my tights. JYT, you just keep misbehaving, baby. You sit over there. Huh? Don't look at me like that. Time on time. Inappropriate crotch gestures. Time out. 5 minutes. That's true. Kind of factual. Got any figs in the mail coming soon? Says Flavio. Yeah, I went, what's it called? Gorilla Style on the effing 15% off. So I'm waiting on Strike Force, but the like limited one, but with the discount, it made it the same price as the other one. So although I did prefer the jackets, I was like, beggars can't be choosers. The one with the jacket was sold out there, and I'd been waiting for it to be restocked. But then when I broke it down, I mean, the ones with the jacket was 100. Then after that 15% sale, the limited one was 102. So I was like, well, let's just go with the limited one, baby. The baby blue Rick Martel I'd been waiting on and hoping on, but like online it's really expensive. But luckily Hassel came through and I was able to score that puppy, I think like around the 41, 42 mark. And then, what was the other shit I got? I mean, goods I got. Wow, I'm drawing a damn blank, baby. Oh, Jake the Snake. Okay. Jake the Snake in the blue. Alright, I'm a sucker for Jake the Snake. One of my favorites. Definitely a top 10, maybe even a top 5. Um, in the blue tights. And I love Macho Man, but in the blue with the flame, that's when he put the cobra on his arm. So it meant something to me. And yes, I spent still a lot of money because you can do the math. 60, 15% off. That mother effer was still $51. So I pretty much emptied the Ted DiBiase piggy bank. Not even Ted DiBiase, the poor man's piggy bank. And I went for it. Went for it. Oh yeah, they got a nice G and G bundle coming. Sweet, says Flydale. Yeah, sure. Martell is worth 48, but I got him for 10% off, at least, to go with his BRG. Yeah. No, the Martell, Mattel, Rick Mattel. Wow, he'd have a decent career there. Not that he didn't, but he could have definitely chipped in some of that toy money. However, Rick Martell, as we know him, um, yeah, that figure was awesome. I was like stubbornly waiting for it to drop. I was able to get Damien Demento for under 45. It might have been like 43 or 44, nothing spectacular. And then I was stubborn because I was like, well, I gotta get Martell at that price. And then, like, I see him 75, 100. I know it's a great figure, so maybe that's why, and I'm sure it is. But with the sale, I was like, because I didn't want to pay 49, and I was almost on the brink of just doing it because of the market. But then I was like, well, I'll wait for 10% off. Then I was like, oh, 15% off. And I think actually Elliot made me aware of that because I was behind on that day. So I appreciate it. So yeah, I went over there. Well, my wallet doesn't appreciate it, but I appreciate it. But so finally, I've knocked that off the effing list. I needed a strike force. The Godwins. I do like the naked Godwins with just the overalls with Uncle Cletus. So I might eventually, and I know I looked on eBay, and I think I've said this before, but Mabel Toys has it for $100 even, which is cheaper than the site. It has a best offer option, maybe if you're not too greedy Petey, he might agree to something, or they might agree to something. And then Waddy made me aware to the idea that better than that, find Mabel on Facebook, Mabel Toys, not spelled like MOM Mabel, but like MABLE Mabel. Go check that out. You know what I'm saying? On Facebook, and maybe make a dealy poo there. So I guess the dude will get, or person will get more money, but you'll pay the same, is my understanding. Makes effing sense. So it sort of matches it, which I like. Waddy, I don't know if I should even go for the reprint in pink. Mabel is pretty good at accepting and countering offers, and he shipped FedEx instead of UPS, which is nice and much faster. Yeah, Mabel Toys, yeah, that stuff comes quick. You know what I'm saying? Full disclosure, I have to say, worked out something with Mabel, and I got the variant Quang coming. I didn't think I'd end up owning it because I got the first Quang, but like, again, fig fed, when the fig fed heels and faces, or when the fig fed reels of steel start rolling, it's like, yeah, I can match this. And I'm a match person. I love like when the tag teams match, or at least have the same colors or whatever. So it's like Quang with red pants or an Express with red pants. Could we have a faction here? And I'm like, maybe we do. So, yes, I got their OG Quang and the all black, like we remember, but going through Superstars episodes from the 90s, like a normal person would, and just other programming of that time, like he did indeed wear that outfit. So, it's legit. So I just wasn't gonna be spending 56. No offense to Hostel, I'm not spending $56 on that. But I was able to get a dealie poo way under that. So, and I won't disclose the price. You gotta work it out, baby. You work it out. I work out my own deal, you know. Usually coming quick is a problem, but on this case, boop, boop, boop. That's true. That is very true. But this case, come as fast as you want. You know, if you're a 2 second man or 2 second lady, 2 second they, go for it. They have flavored vapes, right? Do you have a strawberry juice vape as well, or is that too much of an old of the old berry or berry or berry? Whoa, Horowitz? There was a Barry Horowitz vape. Might come out, pat you on the back, and say, you know what? I'm gonna pin Chris Candido and or Skip and make a career out of myself and team with Hakushi. No, vaping is bad. Um, and smoking's bad. And I was a cigarette smoker for many years, if you can't tell by my grizzled voice. And then I went to the vapes, and I'm not saying like I'm any healthier because it's the same crap. But for anyone wondering, it's Watermelon Ice. It's a company called. I don't want to be like actually making. Actually, no, I'm going to leave it alone. I shouldn't be plugging vapes. But anyway, the flavor is Watermelon Ice. Vaping is better than smoking, though, at least, right? Cheaper. Yeah, I was gonna say I almost started making a commercial for this one, but I'll block the label. But in my state and at one of my gas stations, it's $8 a piece, which a pack of cigarettes you're in New Hampshire at least you're talking at least $10 a pack. And this, when I used to smoke, I was a pack a day smoker, and this lasts me probably like 3 days, 4 days. So healthier, no. More cost effective, yes. So I even feel when you're doing something bad, you might as well save money. You know? Illness or smart, maybe both. Watermelon ice sounds nice. Yeah, it does. Oh, Lance is here, baby. Jason bought a vape. He didn't try it yet. He just complains about it. What's up, Lance? He complains about it. That's awesome. The funny part is, too, like, I don't know Jason from a hole in the wall, but, like, since this whole, like, joke, I just get in on it, you know? Like, it's effing awesome. No, don't get me wrong. I've seen the channel before, and it's no dig at him. I just get a lot of my own stuff going on where I can't say I'm like a regular watcher. And that's no dig. Like, but I have seen it before, and I have no complaints. So at that point, I'm just saying that. But to be honest, to say I know everything going on over there would be a lie. And it's nothing against dude or whatever. It's just life, you know, and you try to make YouTube stuff yourself. You kind of have your circle of friends that you follow, and like sometimes you don't have time to go like, you know, outward, you know. you know. I got my things. I check my SmackDown and Raw highlights from the popular channels, and I just see what the hell's going on. I check out Fig Heel. I check out Major Pod to check out the figure news and stuff. And yeah, no one asked, but that's what it is. King Kong Bummy, nice fly boss man. Yeah, I'll agree. King Kong Bummy. No, I saw you. Oh, hold up. Fly the make sure to smack it down until it's raw. Whoa! Oh, you're right. That is a good advice. Then you can have an NXT takeover? Nah, I failed. That was trying. So, yeah, I'd say like, oh, what was I gonna say? Like, I saw a lot of things from figure collections. Like, I don't know if people are into those bone crushers or whatever's, but like, I saw pictures of like, I guess Matt Cardona's getting one, but then I saw like, who the frig was it? Now I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a damn blank. Oh, it was Macho in a different outfit. I know they made a Macho boner crusher, but this one's in like the red and yellow, like the Slim Jim, maybe a la WCW. Now, figure collections the main one. It's like a pink and black, more WWE outfit, and a black and white, which could be WCW or WWE. That was limited, which I have, which is one of the few figures that I've actually saved in package. However, they showed other ones, and now I'm drawing a damn blank. But I know there was Matt Cardona. There was a different. Oh, that's what it was. It looked like there's a jailbird version of Crush Retro coming out. Unless it was a boner crusher, which, like, you know, it could be either, I think, in that time. Well, it'd actually make more sense as a bone crusher because he had a bone cruncher. However, I think it's more in, like, the retro style. I saw little demolitions in that picture too. I think that's more for that series, like the Kenner Star Wars. I forget what the hell the series is called, but they're the small figures, not articulated like G.I. Joe's, but I forget what the name is. What he says, I think Jason. Hold on, I think Jason memes have replaced the Chuck Norris memes. This stuff should go viral. Lance loves it, laughs it. Elle loves it too. Matt the Hammer Valentine is here, of course. Does Matt go live on Fridays? Only in the morning at 11 a.m. No. Yeah, actually, Waddy, I was watching that, but then it got like too into like me getting ready for this. But with you and Kurt, that's a really damn good show you guys put on. So hopefully it continues. And I like the idea that you said on that show with the what's it called? Jack's classic superstars. If it continued it on. Like, I was big into that too, but I understand what you mean about the figures themselves suck, but the presentation was really cool on those. So, if you do choose to do that, I'll definitely be watching, just like I watched later because I had Berserk or whatever, but like, I actually watched it like a little before this. Like, I started at 6 and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta get on my own live, I guess. 100 go through Mattel retros, fly the L. That's another thing, you could go through the retros. And we're all the way up to Paul Heyman, Logan Paul, and Jey Uso. I don't know if they've been released yet. I definitely need that Paul Heyman. I got the Jesse Ventura. That was a goal. So I was like, I got to get that one. I don't even mind that. The CM Punk and Cody Rhodes would be cool, but again, like as I call it, the Fig Fed, the Fan Fig Fed, they would be crowd guys, and so would Logan Paul, and so would Jey Uso. I miss that effing Bloodline pack that was cheap because I wanted those dudes in the crowd, but I snoozed and I losed. I was waiting. I'm like, oh, go down a little more on those ringside sales, like December or whatever. And then I was like, oh, it's gone. Not the hugest heart punch coming from a Crusher Ox Baker, but just sort of like, dang. Because I was like, man, that'll be mad cheap for just like dudes to fill up space to look like a crowd. I love that giant Macho Man fig. Matt did a review on it. Hell yeah. Pug would be the best fan in the world, at least. Yeah, that's very funny. Yeah. Waddy, I probably do 2 series at a time since most only had 4 figures per series. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I get you, man. The first series, like, it seemed like, and then, like, it went from there, like, there was such weird, like, distribution that I ended up just going through ringside a lot of the time because, like, I found a little series 1, then, like, randomly at a Walmart, I found series 2, then they disappeared. Then, like, what was random 3? Oh, 3 was oversaturated. What was in that, like, Goldberg and Seth Rollins and all that shit? Like, that ended up at, like, GameStop for real cheap. Then maybe the Flair series was after that. I didn't see that at all in stores. I mean, I'll go through the whole thing, but like, I'll just say, like, I ended up getting back to series 2, like, randomly at like Marshall stores or TJ Maxx, like those discount clothing stores. One day I was randomly in there and I was like, oh, let me see what's in the toys, totally normal. And I walk over and I'm like, whoa, retros. And they were like $5 a piece. And I was like, damn. Oh, Five Below had like retros for 5 a piece too. And my location definitely didn't get JYD or that series because I would have scooped a million of those. But oh man, I've hit the hour mark, which for me is like almost a marathon. No. But honestly, let me be honest, I have crushing ADHD, so the fact that I can sit here an hour and talk to people about wrestling figures and wrestling and chat with people, I think it's not only a tip of the cap to me, but a tip of the cap to the people in the chat and my friends and people that show up and just talk wrestling because typically, I gotta move around all the time, so sitting still for an hour was pretty cool. Even more than that, I have with you guys before. Tiger Woods arrested in DUI last pass. I heard that like he had a rollover, right? Son of a bitch. You know, full disclosure, in my life, I've been arrested once, and it was a DUI, and it was in 2007. And yeah, man, I was drinking a lot of like bottom shelf vodka and stuff and whatever. I was dating a girl that did the same thing, so it wasn't like a big deal. So I actually left work, which I used to drink at work, and we went to her house. I left. I tried to go home, and then I blacked out. And then I drove on the wrong side of the road at like 90 miles an hour, running people off the road, probably terrified for their life. Went down the road. I got stopped. I was at a red light, and someone starts coming out and yelling at me, and I'm like too dazed or effed up. And I'm like, what? And he decks me in the face. And I'm like, oh man. Like, he opened my door and he punched me. So I hit my seatbelt. somehow I was lucky enough to push him off of me, close the door, went through a red light, went through the left. Now two cars are chasing me. This is like movie shiznit. Two cars are chasing me. One gets in front of me, one gets behind me, and they're trying to stop me. So I get down the road or whatever, then the blue lights come on. And from there, I was promptly given a field sobriety test, which I failed miserably. I was arrested. I was brought to the closest police station. My saving grace was the breathalyzer wasn't working on site. And when they did finally were able to administrate it after hours, I was still 2 times legal limit. So God knows what I was at the other time. So fun, drinking stories or drinking and driving stories. Really not cool. I often thought, like, God forbid I hit one of these people and F me, like, they got, like, kids in the car. And one of the dudes did have kids in the car, hence why he punched me in the face, and hence why I deserved it. I definitely deserve to be punched in the face more than that. Like, but I'm glad, and it sounds weird, I'm glad he got a shot in because he deserved it for me scaring the shit out of him and putting him and his kids in, like, danger. So he deserved to drag me out of the car and stomp me. But I'm glad he at least, got a good punch. And it was a good punch. We all make mistakes, but can we get a driver if he's partying? Oh, hold up. Probably I can't get out of bed in the morning for less than 700 million. We all make mistakes, but can we get a driver if he's partying, says Lance. I heard his ex took half his money. Yep, says JYD. Did the DUI help you quit drinking? Thanks for sharing this story, says Flavia. Yes and no. Soon after, no, I continued to try to find ways to get away with drinking, like behind people. I was doing the whole hiding and doing all that crap. I'd go to, like, because I was legally had to get my license back, went to like AA meetings. And not a dig at AA meetings, but it's just not my thing. Like, some people will, and rightfully so. If AA will get you clean, I'm always supporting it. But to me personally, and I know I'm wired different, hearing people's stories of sorrow and how they lost everything just would make me so depressed that I want to drink. So I found it hard to go to meetings because I lost everything, and there's like dudes crying, and I don't know, like maybe I'm too much of an empath or whatever, but I'm just like, man, this is killing me. So of course, in that state, I was like, I want to drink to forget about it. So it actually had the adverse effect. So for me, a weirdo, um, it was not the road for me. It took just too much drinking, too much whatever. I lost the eye, and then I quit for a year and a half. When I was 30, I lost my right eye or whatever, and then I quit for about a year and a half. I stayed with a girl who was my girlfriend at the time, was trying to get off of heroin. And so it helped me, like, keep myself straight because, like, I was trying to, like, help and be an example. And we ended up parting ways. And then once that happened, I just started drinking again for a while. And then, with the help of myself and my girlfriend, Mrs. Shadow Serafina, and my sister Destiny, and other supportive people, I was able to kind of take things into perspective and see, like, that I'm just hurting people or whatnot, not helping anybody. So, and I always was someone that would pride myself on trying to help people, and then obviously I was just hurting people, so wasn't really in my wheelhouse. So, like, once I thought of it in some sort of clarity, I was like, yeah, this is the move to do. And plus, with the diabetes, I know you drink at that level, like I was drinking morning, noon, and night, the bottom shelf vodka or whatever. As soon as the like store would open, I'd be there. You know, like waiting like it's like Star Wars tickets for like a movie. I'm outside the liquor store with a sleeping bag. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, so just goes to show you, I mean, anybody can turn it around too. I mean, if you want to switch that to the positive, but losing my in long explanation long eventually helped me because it was definitely one of the things I thought back on and was like, man, you know, I'm already half blind. Should I go full blind? You know, like that's what's gonna happen. So it helped in like in a retrospective way. You'd think it would be an immediate impact. It probably should have been. And like I said, for a year and a half it was, but after the relationship with that lady that had problems, I just was like, F it, you know, like if the cat's away, the mouse will play, you know what I mean? So I was just like, time to drink. You know, and I'd always take it too far. I was just someone, and I'm always someone like it's either 0% or 100%. I don't have like a medium like speed that I live. So with drinking, it was just like 100%. Like I'm not just gonna kind of drink. If I drink, I'm gonna drink. You know, I'm gonna be effed. I'm gonna be like the most F person there. And like being the worst to me was being the best, you know, because that's just how I was wired. Like if I can't be the best at something, I want to be the worst at something kind of mentality. So take that for what you want. Just saying good down. Hiding the steel reserves under the sink, LMAFO. Only funny because he's sober now and thought he was so slick. Well, you know, often people keep steel reserves under the sink. You know, it's just kind of a thing. When you run out of like liquid plumber, they recommend you take a steel reserve and pour it down the drain. It's so like effing like contaminated that it just blows out any effing clog or whatever. You know, it destroys the hair in the drain because it breaks it down. Sure, it broke down a lot of my stomach, but I've gotten better. I can handle things now, but for a while, my stomach was all messed up because I used to drink either like bottom shelf vodka, bottom shelf beer. Everything was cheap, cheap, cheap. I've always been a guy that's like trying to get the deal on everything, even if it's bad. So I was just like, well, if it's gonna be vodka, I'll get the cheapest. If it's gonna be beer, I'm gonna get 8% the cheapest. Like I wanted the most bang for my buck. So oh man, heroin seems very addictive. Unfortunately, alcohol is super easy to get. Yeah, fly the L. To me, all vodka belongs on the bottom shelf. Nice stream tonight, Bum. I appreciate you. Vodka is one of my favorites. I'm starting to really like tequila now. Ooh, Waddy, you hit on a personal thing, and good for you if you like that. You're all good. We're all different. Tequila, in my past, the couple times that I effed with it, I completely blacked out. Like, not just like I remember bits and pieces. Like, there was this crazy one night, all right? So, like, I went with my friends down to Rhode Island because one of the dudes we knew lived in Rhode Island, and there's this place called Club Hell. Go figure. And effing, I went down like one of my friends, Jess and John, and we went down there, whatever, and she had like tequila. So down the whole ride, I'm like I'm plugging, you know, and effing, we get out, and I have like a few scattered memories. I go there, and there's a middle of like this dance circle. And I get in the middle of it and I'm like dancing or whatever. And then people try to dance with me. Whether they were male or female, I'd grab them by the waist and pretend to hump them. I mean, great times. But, like, of course, some people were a little put off by this. So then eventually I, like, get kicked out. I don't know if it was kicked out. Oh, no, I was threatened to get kicked out. Believe it or not, I didn't get kicked out. And somehow, even in a bar, sobered up enough, but I'm sure I acted like an asshole the rest of the night. But that just sticks out because, like, one of my friends describing it to me is still, even though it's like a crappy situation, still one of the funniest things I've ever heard. It's like, oh well, you came and you grabbed someone and then you started humping them, and they're like, what the hell? Just the explanation. But yeah, good times. I mean, glory days, Like, that's when I wish I had the cell phone with the camera. Casamigos is mash, isn't it? I haven't tried that brand. I'll add it to the cart. But no, man, or men or women's or people, I'm at a good place now. It's just, I went through my stuff, you know. I'm not trying to make light of it or make it seem any like everything was cool. There was a lot of effed up shit. Like my sister's in the chat, she knows about it. Like my girlfriend, like people close to me in the past. I mean, they know the deal. Chris was in here, he knows the deal. Many a night, he was like kind of the guy looking out for me so I don't get like arrested or picked up by some people and abducted or whatever. Like, so and I laugh at it only because what else can I do? Like, I can frown about it too, but if I laugh about it, at least it makes it seem more distant, you know? But, dang, man, I'm at, whoa, baby, almost 80 minutes, bros. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Definitely a cool like stream. Like went off the wrestling topic, but I don't mind talking real life things either. And like I don't mind talking about my past, especially if like I know it sounds cliche, but even if like one person's watching and like they're on that brink, like, do I continue or do I not? And maybe they say what I say, and maybe they're like, well, damn, this dude went through it. He lost an eye. Maybe I'll stop. So that's my hope, at least, man. I mean, like, Flydale like smokier scotches. So apparently, I need to try some. Tried a few and they were okay. I think it's had very smoky scotches, so the lighter is smoked. Myself don't do flesh for me. Hey, man, y'all good. But personally, I'm just on those ultra strawberry dreams and a little something that's green. So, on that note, love y'all. Love everybody showing up. Love the chat. Waddy, Fly the L, Lance was here. Chris Dreyer was here. My sister, Destiny, Sister Shadows was here. If I missed you, I know you were here, but I'm just drawing a blank. But appreciate y'all showing up. And yeah, thanks for watching me get naked out of my package. Green jelly beans, says Fidel. Yes, exactly. I meant greens like vegetables, like your broccoli, your cauliflowers, your what's the other? I don't know other thing. Spinach. But on that note, I will catch y'all Tuesday. Same bum time, same bum channel. 7 p.m. Eastern time. Tuesday, we'll come up with Brussels sprouts, another good green fly deal. Come up with another Bumboxing. I got that Beverly Brothers from TRT. I get the variant. So that might be the Bumboxing for Tuesday. If I can't wait, I'll just do one sooner, baby. But the plan is the schedule ones, because I like to at least give some sort of schedule, so then I sometimes do crazy impromptu, hence who I am. I'm going to save a good one. Tuesday, no matter what I open, if I go crazy, will be good, because I got a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of stuff a-coming, a baby, okay? And I don't mean that in a crude way or a rude way. Maybe a ravishing Rick Rude way. But not the way that you think, if it's bad. On that note, I'll see y'all. Waddy, good night. I see you, brother. Flavio, Brussels sprout farts. Yes, those are unfortunate side effect. And on that note, speaking of that, my name is Bum Shadows, if you haven't noticed. And in case you haven't heard, I gotta go, but keep bumming.